What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? What's the largest mammal you think you could knock out with a single punch? I asked my wife, and without hesitation she said squirrel. What are some things our parents don't know about you? In an emergency, how many third graders could you fight off? Will you marry me? Why are you gay using Ugandan accent? On our first date my husband and I did a thing where one of us would choose a year G, then we'd both say what we were doing in that year of our lives. It was a great way to get to know each other. I literally don't remember what I was doing this morning. Jesus Christ. How old are you? If their name is an uncommon one, make sure you ask what's the correct pronunciation. Literally the first thing I said to my husband on our first date was hello, followed by a butchered attempt to say his name. He replied, "What did you just call me?" And up until that moment, I had never before felt the urge to jump into the nearby creek in mid-February. LMAO, what's his name though? Bob. Pronounced Xahawka. Have you ever had a dream that you had to, you could, you do, you wit, you are, you could do so, you do, you could, you wanted them to do you so much you could do anything? Favorite dinosaur? Triceratops. Specifically blue ones. Which vegetable offends you the most? Kumquats. Which side were you rooting for in WW2? Went on a first date and I don't know how the convo got there, but she ended up saying, "You know, I think Hitler was a pretty smart guy." I was like, UHH, okay. Edit. Not arguing for or against, I was just trying to say that the statement came out of nowhere and caught me off guard. Maybe that was her intention, lol. Do you have any outstanding warrants? Lol, a bounty hunter that catches bail jumpers with Tinder. Well, either I get the bounty or the booty, either way I win. OkCupid had a really cool blog about statistics from their huge user base. The 3 questions they found were best predictors for compatibility. Do you like scary movies? Have you ever traveled alone in another country? Wouldn't it be fun to chuck it all and live on a sailboat? If you agree on those 3, you're likeliest to succeed. Edit. Because a lot of people are missing this, and it's bumming them out. Let me say again. Agreeing on these questions correlates with success. Your answers yes or no do not matter. How well they match your partner's answers does. Also, yes, it is just a correlation, not a hard guarantee. There are millions of happy couples that disagree on all 3. I take it you're trying to date and are nervous? Honestly, there is no rule book questions you should really abide to. Just get to talking. Start off with small talk openers like where did you go to school? Where do you work? Do you like this and that? Eventually you'll get around to talking about hobbies/experiences. You can tatter off and then talk about your own experiences and just ping pong off of each other. Eventually you get a pretty good feel of that person as genuine or fake. That's how most conversation starts sounding natural with a good flow. Of course, if you get somebody that sees you and finds you butt ugly, then you won't get any responses at all. And any questions you ask would lead to no information about them. What was your first pet's name? What was your second grade teacher's name? What was the make and model of your first car? What is the name of the road you grew up on? What city were you born in? Then read all their MLs and DMs. Good way to get to know someone. If you had to choose any 8 characters, numerical, uppercase, lowercase, and special included, what would they be? What do you like doing in your free time? I never asked about people's jobs. I didn't really care how they got their money. I cared how they got their excitement and passion. Joke's on you, my answer is work more. Lots of hypothetical situation questions. I find they help you understand how they think and prioritize their lives. Egg. If you could travel anywhere in the world for W month, all expenses paid, where would you go? What would you do? Stuff like this is more fun too, even with just getting to know friends. Ask them who their favorite Muppet is. If they choose anyone other than Gonzo, explain why they are wrong and then leave. Norman. Animal for life. Then the rest of Electric Mayhem. What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? Hypothetically speaking, if you were on a first date with someone and it was going really well, would you want that person to bring up that they are down to eat? Or would you rather wait till you ask them? Why don't you put away your phone? Your parents are about to be executed. You are given a chance to save only one of them. Which one do you choose? Bonus points if you follow up with what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Considering I only have one living, this is an easy choice. E. Now one of my most liked things of all time is about my deceased dad. Nice. What unresolved childhood trauma will emerge through maladaptive behaviors as we spend more time together? Girls love when I ask this. Then again, I'm a therapist. No, you don't ask that on the first date. You let that shine through naturally during the relationship and get to enjoy the surprise like the rest of us. Can anyone give an answer on how to get a first date? Let's not put the cart before the horse. Be attractive. Ask out a single someone who finds you attractive. Be attractive. Got it. Quick follow up. Can anyone give some advice on how to be attractive? You got STDs? Thanks for silver. Would you like some? Do you use Reddit? If they say no, you can safely say something like oh, okay, and change the subject. But if they say yes, then you need to get up and walk away. Edit. My new top Reddit comment is basically a repost of my own comment on essentially the same question. This isn't so much questions, but a little game you can play that can help break the ice and let you know how well you mesh together. If you're at a place like a bar or restaurant, look around the room and try to come up with backstories for other people there. It can be a lot of fun and takes some of the pressure off while getting you to talking to each other and getting a feel for each other's sense of humor/personality. I tried this game once with a girl. We were guessing how many dates this other couple had been on. It was our third. I was guessing low, 2 or 3 dates tops. She then just walked up and asked them. They had been together 2 years. I nearly died from embarrassment. As you sit over coffee, get beyond the usual nice to meet you, how was traffic, having a good day, to get the conversation flowing. The next question should always be, so are you aware that you need to put a serious tag on a post if you want to get good answers? Learned a valuable lesson about tagging posts on Reddit today. Lol, I don't post often and learned this the hard way. Who are you? On the most recent first date I went on with a Tinder match, one of us asked which shows we were currently watching and which ones were on a to watch list. That took us down a rabbit hole of conversation about same/similar shows watched, movie and music tastes, sports, etc. So I think with something as simple and everyday as a TV show, as was in our case, can tell a lot about a person and keep the conversation going. And by the way, I should mention that this Tinder match and I have been together for a year and a half now. Shall we go to the bone zone? I read a LPT earlier today that stated, if you're taking someone on a dinner/movie date, go to the movie first. That way, at dinner, if the conversation is lacking or having a hard time starting up, you can get it going with talking about the movie. Close bracket. Seems easy enough to get a conversation flowing, especially if you're feeling nervous. Good luck. You like jazz? What music do you listen to? Might seem basic, but this is a great question to ask to get to know someone. I have noticed however that most people just answer with anything but country, so you could probably get a more passionate response by asking something along the lines of what artist or artists are you currently listening to? If your life were a book, what would the title be? Art, existential dread, and the connections between the two. Do you put your toilet paper on the holder with the loose end over or under? That'll tell you all you need to know about that person. It's sitting on its side on the counter next to the 2 empty cardboard rolls I still haven't thrown out. Why do you ask? Ask this before food is ordered, in case you quickly have to get the check. Or if you're the sadistic type that put your TP on backwards, you'd probably order, fake a nice time, eat most your meal, excuse yourself, sneak out the bathroom window, sticking them with the bill, and never call them again. You disgust me. For the lazy, here are all the questions in order. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? Would you like to be famous? In what way? Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you are going to say? Why? What would constitute a perfect day for you? When did you last sing to yourself? To someone else? If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future or anything else, what would you want to know? Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it? What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? What do you value most in a friendship? What is your most treasured memory? What is your most terrible memory? If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living? Why? What does friendship mean to you? What roles do love and affection play in your life? Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. When did you last cry in front of another person? By yourself. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? Why? Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing? Why? Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. Thank you so much for watching, and soobscrooble if you want.